Recently at DGS, another one of our social studies classes has been allowed to be a civics requirement. This class, Multicultural Studies, was just recently announced as a new civics requirement for this term and going onwards. Multicultural Studies studies the different cultures of African Americans, Asians, Native Americans, and a lot of different groups throughout history. Now, a lot of people at DGS really don't know much about the class. So we went on a little man on the street hunt to ask students what they thought the benefits were, and also if it was a good class to have as a civics requirement. Do you think the multicultural class is beneficial as a civics requirement?
Well, I've never taken the multicultural class. However, a big part of being in America is the fact that there are so many cultures and you're allowed to have your own and celebrate your own. It's not just uniculturalism or pressure to feel one culture is like a melting pot. So since the civics requirement is, from what I understand, an attempt to make you a better citizen of America,
thing because then you get to learn about I'm assuming it's about this multicultural topic. It's probably gonna be so that you learn about the history of other people.
Next, I sat down with social studies teacher Brian Caldwell, who teaches AP European History, Global Connections, and Integrated U.S. Studies here at DGS, to talk about the benefits of a class such as Multicultural Studies and also how it ends up building off classes such as U.S. History and Global Connections from freshman and sophomore year. So I'm here with Mr. Caldwell, who's a social studies teacher in the social studies department. He teaches global and what else?
Integrated Studies, U.S. History. So that's two of my classes, and then AP European History.
Nice. So, with the multicultural studies program, do you think it's a benefit for the school to have that type of program?
Absolutely. I think that class fills some gaps in terms of our understanding and appreciation for the different cultures throughout our American society. We typically focus on the founding fathers, and it's predominantly white men, and so this gives us a glimpse into some of those other cultures, a variety of cultures: Native Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans, Latino Americans, and importantly from a non-deficit perspective. So it's not just in U.S. history, we talk about struggle for equality and some of those issues faced by groups that are not men and white. And this class not only covers the issues and the struggles, but also the achievements and the accomplishments. So we see that a lot of the great things that having a variety of cultures in our society has contributed to America.
Do you think it builds off a predecessor class like Global Connections or U.S. History?
I think kind of all three. I mean, I think in Global Connections we really try to present to students multiple perspectives. So we try to show both sides, variety of sides on a historical topic, and so I think that is a nice kind of precursor to it. And then in U.S. history, I think it's a little bit more clear because it's America focused, U.S. history and multicultural studies in American society. And so I definitely think it kind of lends into it pretty nicely. I think our U.S. history, especially our regular U.S. history curriculum, does a nice job of addressing some of the issues faced by those groups. But like I said, it kind of falls short on really being able to truly flush things out, which I know our teachers that do multicultural studies are incredibly passionate about their topic, which always kind of leads to a pretty good course.
Even with students not knowing much about it and teachers within the social studies department praising it, multicultural studies is the new civics requirement, and according to some staff and students, could be an interesting and diverse way to get your civics requirement.